Hi everyone. I want to start today with something that might stink a little, but trust me, it's the truth that sets you free. I'm going to tell you why your seven-figure revenue is already waiting for you and why the version of you who still plays the nice girl coach, the nice girl service provider is the one standing in the way. Let me know in the comments who is here. Welcome everyone. Happy Monday, happy September 1st. Say hi in the comments even if you're watching the replay, and let's go because that is something that's so common and I'm seeing this so much that I have just to dive deep into this topic. So, before anyone panics, this isn't about shaming you, not at all. It's about seeing the real reason so the results you want aren't showing yet. What is the roadblock? What is stopping you from having these incredible, mind blowing results, this the Lulu money that we are all craving for? And this here is totally regardless of your niche, if you are health coach, if you are um, relationship coach, dating coach, if you are a business coach, or if you are just a service provider, like let's say you have a digital agency, you're a designer, a developer, it doesn't matter at all. This is relevant for all entrepreneurs, and as I said, I'm seeing this every single day regardless of how much a client makes. If you make like 10 15k months, or if you are at seven-figure months, that is happening every single day in every business. And this life is totally about self-awareness. As a business owner, you need to be both delusional in your vision and goals, but also very grounded and able to see where your power, money, leadership are leaking. And I promise by the end of this life, you are going to see exactly where to make instant shifts that are going to instantly result in higher revenue. Before I dive deep into the topic, I have a question. How many of you have ever softened your messaging because you didn't want to rock the boat? Say hi in the comments. I see you, and I have been there too. Let me know your comments. Anyone who is here, send me some love. If you're watching the replay, feel free to answer in the comments even if you're watching the replay, because I want to work on this with you, and to actually, my biggest desire is that each and everyone makes a lot of money and step into this, showtime CEO energy that is so magnetic to premium buyers. So let's dive deep. Here's the thing: being the nice girl, the good girl, or if you are a man, the nice entrepreneur, the good service provider, might sound innocent, but at high levels of business, it caps your revenue and it wavers your leadership, and your audience, your clients are sensing it even if you are not directly showing it. But that wavering in your leadership and energy and how you stand is costing you six figures a month. You might be softening your messaging, you're probably over explaining to current clients, you're 100% over delivering and saying yes when you really want and need to say no is costing you a lot, because this version of you is still playing for approval. You're playing small. And I'm going to give you, for examples, how this is showing up in your day-to-day life. of an entrepreneur, of a business owner, a coach, a service provider, as I said. So you can again become self-aware. This is not about judgment at all. Just listen to this live, take notes, and be honest with yourself and say, okay, yes, I'm leaking money here in this point. Let me go in these 4 points so you can understand what's happening. The first scenario, you feel this as a self-doubt, like, am I enough? Even though your results already prove you are more than enough, you know you're a great person, a great coach, great as an expert, as a professional, you have high work ethics, you have the clients, you see the numbers in the revenue, but you're feeling it in the moments when you know it, when every time you want to charge 5 times more because of all different reasons, your conviction wavers and you over deliver and undercharge. This is so common. And you are saying, just this time, just one more time. Sounds familiar? Let me know in the comments if you're in this situation. So, well, here is the good girl or the good boy energy. Just one more time, I'm going to over deliver and not charge for this additional work. Not saying to your clients, look, I see you need more support, and this is the exact space that is going to help you. This is where I do additional one-on-one calls, or where we have a group where it's just 8 women or 8 people, and I am going to have all my eyes on your business. And you're not saying this. And that makes you keep clients with people pleasing, and in the end what happens is that they will leave anyway at some point, but you will end up overworked and underpaid. Okay? And again, this is just for self-awareness, no judgment at all. I want you to analyze where you are leaking this money. So you're ending up overworked, under-delivering, and in the end what happens is that you're not able to grow your business, but you're in this survival mode where you make money, okay, you make money, but when you pay all the costs that you have for the business, to run this business, to make this business operate and to be functional, what happens is that, okay, on paper you make money, but in the reality what you take home in the end of the month is not that sustainable and not that big number. The second scenario is that this shows up in your offers. Underpriced, under-leveraged, or too complex for your clients. Because you add up more and more value, more and more items to the offer, and you on top of this make it low ticket on the lower end, regardless how this looks for your business, whether it's going to be a $99 offer or it's going to be a 5K offer that is supposed to be 15, for example. The point is that you make a low ticket price at the level of a high ticket program, high value program, or you deliver a mastermind value in a $500 offer. This way people have no need, and I want to stress on this, no need for your clients to upgrade and buy the next step, right? Because why would they, since you already gave them everything in this low cost space? And this way you're not letting people pay you again, buy again, or buy the next step. That is the logical next step. And as a result, there is no upsell option at all, because you're giving everything in something that is a fraction of the cost of a high ticket space. There are no upgrades to your high level spaces, and people just don't need to pay you more. And of course, they're very happy with the result, with the transformation you deliver. But if you try to increase the price, they're like, wait, I don't want to pay more, since I was already receiving everything at a silver plate. So you want to make millions, but you lead from a place of the good girl, the good one, the good cop, and you can't even say, hey, client name, I see you need more support on this, or you want, like, your needs are raising, and in order to meet that, we can upgrade to X space, where I am happy to support you and give you unlimited access, for example, but this costs 20k, not 5k. Or like just saying, okay, this is the exact work I'm doing in my mastermind, and again charging 3 times more, 5 times more. Let me know if you are in this second situation. The third situation is that you have the big picture, you have this delusional idea of your brand, how you want to expand your brand, how you want to lead this business. You're like waking up extremely, feeling that burning energy, that power in you, but your identity hasn't caught up yet. So the revenue you dream of and the brand level you're dreaming of just feels out of reach. And this can be found in, for example, calls with your team, where you're sharing this 5-year vision, but you hesitate to enforce the clear goals to your team even. So you end up jumping back to fix what should have been delegated. And you start doing things instead of your team, you're micromanaging them, you're not letting them help you. This is also felt in launches, like you're dreaming about this $1 million brand play, but you're still the one who is manually editing Canva graphics, tweaking fonts, captions, you're focusing on insignificant details because you don't fully feel like the CEO yet. It is found very much into the decision-making process you have. You map out where you could be in 3 years and even in the next 3 or 6 months, but then you again second guess every investment, every launch, every mastermind. You're second guessing yourself, and you're feeling like, is this too much? Am I really there yet? And this is very much felt like when I work with you, I see it like you are supposed to set up a fully automated sales system with the funnels to have more visibility, maybe to turn on the ads so you're not drained by this day-to-day work and being 24/7 on stories. But then you're asking yourself, even for very conservative budgets, am I really there yet? How is this going to feel? What would my audience think? Your audience is going to shift. As you are leading differently, you're going to attract different type of clients, different buyers. You might need a minute, like your audience might need a minute to catch up, but your decision-making process should be in advance, like 3 steps in advance, 10 steps in advance. And you're making reactive decisions, meaning you face an income dip, and instead of thinking what is the real reason, what you have been doing before but didn't do now, or if you are shifting and your audience needs to catch up, you're making reactive decisions. You're going to make a discount, you're going to people please again to keep clients. And this is so common. And you're feeling like, okay, I'm supposed to lead a movement, to lead a company, to be the CEO of a company. But you wake up frustrated because the gap between what you see in your vision and what you hold actually feels endless. In translation, like simpler language, it means that your vision is like seven figures and beyond, but your identity is still acting as a five, six figures coach or service provider, not as the decisive CEO who wanna moves and who moves quickly and confidently. So both you and your business style. The next variant, the next scenario is that this shows up in your relationship with clients and the team. You give too much, and this is kind of, um, what I have already discussed, but I want to specify it because this is also happening so much. So you give too much, you protect too little, you're not protecting yourself and your business, and you dilute your authority this way. With clients, it is like a client asks for just one more call, and you say yes, even though it wasn't in the contract or in this space. It's not designed to be like this, but you say yes because you don't want to disappoint, while it's your right to say no. But you're afraid that you will look like the bad guy, the villain, um, and that is costing you a lot. I'm telling you, I see this every day. Brilliant service providers and coaches over delivering, and then clients leave saying something nasty about you, although your work ethic was out of this space, the transformation that you delivered was out of this space, but they are unhappy again because this is the type of clients you are attracting. You are not able to attract a premium buyer who is going to appreciate you. Let me know if any one of you is in this situation. This is again with your team. You hire support, but you micromanage. You're checking your Telegram or whatever you're using for team communication at 11 p.m. because you don't trust that things will get done without you, or you're again hyper focused if there is a dot missing or one single typo in a brilliant post. This is felt in your boundaries when you tell yourself, I'm going to stop voxering clients on weekends, but then as soon as you hear that thing, you respond instantly because you feel guilty leaving a child behind. No child left behind. And this is putting you in the savior mode, and you're also taking your client's power this way. For example, if you are a relationship coach and you are doing this makes your client codependent. If you are a business coach, the same thing. This is shown up also in your terms and conditions. They are unclear or missing at all. Your contracts do not protect you. So when this is unclear, clients are draining you, and you can't even say this is not included because it's not clearly specified what is in the scope. And even if this is a program like a master class, but you don't have these terms and conditions, then you're going to face chargebacks, or someone is going to request a refund because it's not specified on your sales page that sales are final, that there are no refunds. Or for example, someone have not read that this space is happening in Telegram, and then they are telling you, I don't have Telegram and I have paid for this. So, and again, you're making exceptions instead of saying this container is happening in Telegram, no exceptions. And you're feeling resentful, drained, even a little bitter, but you don't admit it because you're afraid people will think you're too much or unavailable, or aggressive or I don't know, whatever. And real leaders are often hated, so let's face it. Real leaders are not nice all the time because your role as a CEO of a company is to secure the profit, to protect yourself and your team and your business, and to make more money. And of course, your role is to secure and make sure that your service, your offer, your coaching is one of a kind and you deliver a transformation. But again, there should be a fair exchange of energy. You give a lot, but you also receive. And often this is not met. Translation, you want to scale, but the over availability and over delivery dilutes your authority. Premium buyers are never paying for diluted leadership. You're not making good money, even though on paper it might look, oh, I make 6 figures. But in the end, what happens, and I know no one is talking about this in the online space as a whole, but I decided to make this live and the masterclass that I'm going to mention in just a second because I see this every single day, and I believe we need to talk about this since I'm scalability infrastructure architect. But I cannot help you when you're wavering, when you're diluting your power. Because even if you make a lot of sales, but you're facing this and you're playing it the good one, you're leaking money and you're losing money at the same time. I see this daily. 6 figures per month in missed opportunities of upsells, of cross sales. You're gifting everything, and in the end this is not a business because the business's role and goal is to print money for you. And I see you perfectly. I have been there. Once again, I totally get it. This is not about judging yourself or comparing yourself because this is also diluting your power. This is about you as a business owner, as the CEO of a company, being self-aware, being grounded, and being able to sit down for an hour to mute all the noise and to think, what is happening in my business? How can I improve it? Let me know in the comments if this is landing for you. I want you to reflect on these points today. And I personally have been there. I have made these mistakes. I have done all of these together at a time or one by one here and there, but it happened. And I see it daily with my clients, regardless if they make 5 figures or 7 figure months. And this is normal. Your work ethic is so high. Since you're here, I know you're this type of coach and service provider, that your work ethic and integrity is so high that you always face something like this. And this is totally not about being perfect or being the villain, but this is about you being convicted in building a real business, not just delivering a service or a program or a course or just selling digital products. But the idea is that you stop being overworked and underpaid and actually take a look at what is happening in my business. How am I going to keep scaling this? And at this point, the strategy isn't the biggest blocker. Your identity is. The CEO level version of you doesn't shrink. She sets the terms, commands the room, and signals her authority before she even speaks. And I want to give you a couple of examples. A client of mine was still softening her message, of course, even though she had multiple high ticket clients. Her sales were plateaued, And when we shifted the positioning to actually reflect her authority, her achievements, who is she, within 4 weeks she signed two clients, 25K each, just by being unapologetically her CEO self. Another client was over available, answering every DM, whether it's from a potential client, someone who is inquiring about her work, or a client who is already a paying customer. She was exhausted. She said, I'm in this cycle forever, and every month I'm saying this is the last month I'm doing this. I think it's temporary, but it is not. And she was like, one day she messaged me, someone again requested a refund for a $20 offer. I told her you need to build very clear boundaries into your process. I told her you need terms and conditions on your sales page and to write down that there are no refunds regardless if they used the membership or not. And she doubled her monthly revenue while working 10 fewer hours per week. When your identity, offers, boundaries align, the math works. Of course it will. Your business starts compounding naturally. And every one of these results that I just mentioned came from one thing: stepping out of this nice girl energy, the good one energy, and being into your CEO authority. Not by working harder, but by being more clear, more aligned, more convicted. So, how do you start shifting today? I want to give you 3 things you can do immediately. Number 1, notice where you're shrinking. Write down one moment this week where you softened your message, where you over-explained, or where you gave your power to get approval. Awareness is step 1. Step 2, anchor this CEO energy in small actions, even tiny changes, where you're showing up confidently in a piece of content, whether it's going to be a feed content like a post or a live. Even by adding these terms and conditions to each and every sales page you have. This shows up in your conviction. Your conviction, your leadership, your CEO power are just sensed before you enter the building. This would look like a formal pricing conversation. For example, someone is asking for the price and you just say, this mastermind costs $25,000. You just say the price, you just claim it. You're not explaining, not wavering, not justifying. Or it could be in a setting a boundary with a client, what I just told you. If that is what you want, this is the work I'm doing in my X offer, this is the price. Full stop. Period. Start rewriting your identity every single day in these micro, small actions. This makes the big difference. And number 3, the third shift you can do today: position before your pitch. The revenue doesn't flow because you hustle more, and you know this. It flows because your presence, messaging, positioning, and offers already signal authority. Every interaction becomes a micro stage for your leadership. Write in the comments one area you're going to take CEO level action today. I want to see it. Let me just check the comments. Your next level revenue and business growth isn't about doing more. It's about being more of the CEO who commands positions and sets the terms. And if you are ready to align the identity, the positioning, and the strategy so you can actually step into the 7-figure version of yourself, this is exactly what we will be doing inside the Scale Like a CEO Masterclass. I'm going to dive deep into each point of this and give you the exact shifts you need to implement right now that will instantly increase your revenue and will stop the energy leaks. The link for the masterclass is in the comments and you will get instant access to it. There are 2 days that will completely shift how you lead your business and how you make money. Remember, it's no more shrinking, no more softening. The woman who already knows how to scale is already here, or the man, the business owner. You just need to step fully into this power. See you inside, Queens. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.